Okay, welcome back. Bob Sheldon's rings function similarly to the socks cars. Throughout literature, rings and jewelry have been traditional symbols of wealth. The rings in the story represent the physical power that accompanies wealth. By using his rings as combative weapons, Bob takes advantage of his economic superiority over Ponyboy and the other greasers, using his wealth to injure his opponents. So here, Bob is like your general representation of the abuse of power. He himself is a symbol, really, in which he shows his wealth through his rings, and he uses those rings to oppress others. Much like the other grade 9 class and me was speaking of Karl Marx and capitalism. So in Karl Marx's manifesto, he speaks of the bourgeoisie. That's the top echelon of society. So those are the rich sort of class that has like extreme wealth, okay, and they like to flex that wealth and belittle the lower class. And Bob and his rings does similarly to that, in which he expresses his superiority by using it to empower him and beat down on the little guy, so to say. Right. Greaser hair. The greasers cannot afford rings, cars, or other physical trappings of power that the socks enjoy. Consequently, they must resort to more affordable markers of identity. By wearing their hair in a specific style, greasers distinguish themselves from other social groups. Conservative culture values of the 1960s called for men to keep their hair short. Like, they would always have the hair cut short back and sides. This was drilled into us in school. Back in, different, like old school based, more traditional based school, we had to have short back and sides. That's how boys' hair should have been. And it was neat, always, like finely cut. Same with the guy, could never have a beard. These sort of things have changed in today's society, so it's a bit different. It was a bit different in the 1960s. So, and the greaser style is a clear transgression of the social convention. So again, the greasers are seen as going against the conventions of the society. They are the top delinquents that really go against society. Okay, so it's not only distinctive, but as a physical characteristic, this hair is truly an organic part of the greaser persona. When the socks jump Ponyboy at the beginning of the novel, they ask him if he wants a haircut and threaten to cut off his hair. By doing so, they would rob him of his identity. So the hair is tied to their sense of self. Okay. So some key factors of the book is the full title is obviously The Outsiders. The author is S.C. Hinton. Type of work, it's a novel. Genre, coming of age, class struggle. So as you can see, why it's been chosen to be put in front of you. It's a coming of age novel, and you are coming of age, and you need to grapple with your sense of self in this world. Okay, the language was written in English. 1960s, Tulsa, Oklahoma is the time and place it was written. Date of first publication was in 1967. Publisher is Viking Press. Narrator is Ponyboy Curtis. Point of view is Ponyboy gives a first-person subjective account of events, explaining how we should interpret events and people in the story. Tone is youthful, melodramatic, slangy, and simplistic, much like what you are used to. Okay. The tense is spoken in past tense. Obviously, if he's writing a report, Ponyboy is writing a report of it, it's going to be in past tense. Setting and the time is mid-1960s. The place is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Protagonist is Ponyboy. Major conflict is against the background of the clash between the poor greasers and the rich socks. The greaser Ponyboy struggles to mature. So these are the main conflicts. Rise in action is from when Johnny kills a sock and Johnny and Ponyboy flee. The tension mounts between the greasers and the socks as a result. Climax is Johnny's death in chapter 9, and the falling action is the greasers win the rumble. Dally dies. Ponyboy recovers from his emotional and physical trauma. Themes: bridging the gap between rich and poor, honor among the lawless, the treacherousness of male and female interactions. This is just a summary. And then motifs is literature, eye shape, and color. Ponyboy's loss of consciousness. Symbols are 2-bit switchblade cars, Bob's rings, and greaser hair. Foreshadowing is the socks jump Ponyboy while he walks home alone, previewing their later attack on him and Johnny. Johnny threatens to kill anybody who jumps him again, foreshadowing his murder of Bob. Right, so that sort of sums up what you need to know, the main ideas or main facts of The Outsiders. Right, so thank you.